Microsoft stuns the street after the bell. We'll look at its latest earnings and see what the stock is doing in after-hours trading. Good evening, I'm Paul Kangas in Miami.
And I'm Susie Garib at the New York Stock Exchange. A stunning recovery here on Wall Street after a sharp sell-off in stocks and jitters over a mysterious plane crash in Italy. The Dow loses only 15 points and the Nasdaq falls by 8. We'll have the details. Then it looks like a normal car and it drives like one, but it's not. We'll tell you why.
Nightly Business Report is brought to you by
A.G. Edwards, helping businesses raise capital and address complex financial challenges. A.G. Edwards, trusted advice, exceptional service.
They bend metal, they mold silicon, they reach out across oceans, they lend a helping hand. Who do companies like these turn to for professional services? The answer is the people of Deloitte & Touche.
Franklin Templeton Investments, providing a perspective for success through Franklin, Templeton, and Mutual Series funds. Franklin Templeton Investments, gain from our perspective.
Good evening, everyone. Microsoft shares got hammered in after-hours trading tonight. They fell more than $4 from their close of $56.37. Just after the bell, the company posted disappointing third-quarter earnings and warned that the upcoming quarter would be worse. Microsoft earned 49 cents a share, 2 cents below street expectations. The software giant also missed on its revenue targets, coming in with revenues of $7.2 billion, just shy of its previous guidance. Analysts blame the poor results on weak consumer and business spending.
Consumer side was a little light, it looks like, due to lower than expected Xbox sales, and the company's now reducing its forecast for how many units they're going to sell this fiscal year. On the enterprise software and services side, we believe it's impacted by the same types of business conditions that are impacting companies like PeopleSoft and IBM, et cetera. So just the push out of IT spending in general.
Bellini says that she doesn't expect Microsoft's performance to improve until the second half of this year. Paul?
Late today, word of a partial settlement between Merrill Lynch and the New York Attorney General's office. The brokerage firm said it has agreed to provide added disclosure in research reports detailing its former and current investment banking clients. But Merrill says it's still continuing talks on all remaining issues. Sources close to the case say at issue is broader change to the way the firm's analysts rate stocks or imposing a fine to settle the case. Stocks on Wall Street opened modestly higher in a technical rebound from yesterday's downturn, and some buying was prompted by news of a 0.1% rise in the March index of leading economic indicators. At 10 a.m., the Dow Industrial Average recouped 24 points of its 80-point loss yesterday, while the Nasdaq index was up 7 points. The market, especially the telecom sector, took a turn for the worse soon after Nokia reported an 8.5% decline in first-quarter profits and lowered its sales growth forecast for the rest of the year. IBM, however, came on strongly by saying it was still on track to meet this year's Wall Street earnings expectations. That helped the industrial average cut a 72-point deficit at 10:30 this morning to only 30 points just before noontime. But that's when the news came out about a small plane crashing into a skyscraper in Milan, Italy. By 12:20 p.m., the Dow was down 160 points. When investigators suggested the plane crash was more likely an accident rather than an act of terror, the market began a steady recovery that lasted until the end of the session. The Dow Industrial Average slashed its closing loss to only 15.5 points, putting it at 10,205.28. The Nasdaq index came in with a modest loss of 8.24 and now stands at 1802.43. Big board volume down about 16 million shares from yesterday's pace, about a 7-to-6 ratio of down volume over up volume. Dow Transport Index off 49.1 points. The Utility Index gained a 1.5, and the closing tick fairly bullish at plus 715. Standard & Poor's 500 down 1.60, a loss of 0.37 on the 100. The mid-cap 400 off New York.